Hey everybody. So this is actually my second take doing this. I had some technical difficulties with my first one and I had to re-record, but I am back for another takeover. I like to take over the DVRs on Friday to send you guys off on a safe and healthy weekend. And in case you've missed me these past few Fridays, my name is Stuart Huggins and I am the student intern here at the Wesley Center in Chattanooga. And I'm also the youth director at St. John United Methodist Church on Highway 58 in Chattanooga. And yeah, so I want to dive into you guys with the DVRs for the day. They are Psalm 139, verse 1 through 12, Ezekiel 39, 21 through 29, Hebrews 6, 13 through 20, Psalm 86, 11 through 17, Isaiah 44, 9 through 17, and Hebrews 6, 13 through 20. So Hebrews 6, 13 through 20 is actually twice on there. That's interesting. But in case you haven't noticed from my previous videos, I absolutely love talking about the Psalms. I think a lot of good stuff is in the Psalms. So as usual, I'm going to choose a Psalm to go over with you guys today. And that's Psalm 139. And this is from David. So you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar, and you discern my going on and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways, and before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me and behind and before, and you lay your head upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lawfully to me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day. The darkness is as light to you. So I want to go over three things that we can all learn from Psalm 139, and they're essential things. Lesson number one, God is especially interested in you. So the opening verse of the Psalm says, "O Lord, you have searched me and known me." Okay? So on the surface, this kind of looks like a pretty simple statement from David. However, if we dig a little deeper, you will see a more special meaning to that verse. So the word searched on this verse came from the Hebrew word shakar, which means to examine intimately. And I hope I didn't butcher that Hebrew word. Shakar is, I think, how you pronounce it. This word is primarily used in reference to the act of digging and boring as if a person is looking for precious metals, stones, or water. This carries the meaning that God takes a special effort to get to know you and to get to know all of us. He doesn't simply just kind of look on the surface and nothing's there, let's go on to the next person. You know, he digs and digs and digs until he finds what's really shining in our souls and the beauty of it. So he isn't satisfied with just knowing who we are. He wants to know just knowing our names. He wants to know who we really are, right? So this carries the meaning that God takes special effort just to search and know us. He doesn't simply, like I said, look at the surface. He goes as deep as he can, right? So notice as well that it is the Lord whom David is addressing here. Lord here refers to the supreme ruler of the universe. Another word for the Lord that the scripture uses is Yahweh. And David wasn't talking about any false gods, but it was Yahweh who himself chose to search and know us. Though Yahweh, the Lord, is the supreme ruler of the universe, that supreme Lord of the universe still wants to get to know you, the real you, not the person you try to put on for your friends and family. So it's just a beautiful truth to know that God himself is always there to take care of us by knowing everything about us, right? So lesson number two, God knows everything about us. Because God supernaturally searches, then it follows that he knows everything about us. When I say everything, literally meaning everything, from our mistakes, our successes, our failures, our futures, our past, everything. Nothing escapes his attention, right? So he knows us from the thinnest, tiniest little details and lines of our lives. So let's dig a little deeper into the first 6 verses of 139. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting and rising up. You understand my thought afar. You comprehend my path and me lying down. You've acquainted with all my ways, for there is not a word on my tongue. But behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You have hedged me behind and before me, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, and I cannot contain it. So notice the difference in the words that we use to show that God has a great knowledge of us. He knows, comprehends, and acquaints himself with everything we are. So verse 2 says, he knows you are sitting down and rising up. It means that there is no different. It means he knows what we are thinking, in the past and in the present. He knows our plans and our aspirations, right? So verse 3 tells us that, I'll skip verse 2. Verse 2 says, you understand my thought afar off. So God knows what we are thinking, past and present, and he even knows what we're going to be doing in our future and the mistakes that we're going to make. So verse 3 tells us that God comprehends our path and our lying down. So if you look at the Hebrew word of comprehends, it means God is sifting out who we are. And he is looking at our substance and takes away what is not of value. You wouldn't want the dirt covering the gold. You just want the gold, right? So he's shifting through all that dirt, right? So he further tells us that he knows every path that we're going to take in our entire course of life. Verse 4 tells us that God knows all the things, all the words that we say, including that is what we say and what we have said. It is nothing that God even knows every intent behind our words. What the ears can't comprehend, he does comprehend. So lesson number 3, and this is a pretty quick one. So lesson number 3, God's presence is everywhere. In case you haven't figured it out yet, God is the hide-and-seek champion of the world. So God isn't omnipresent. There is no place that he can't be and he can't find you. He's so in verse 5 we read, you have hedged me behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Hedge means surrounding us at every side in such a way that God knows what comes near and those that come away from us. So in Hebrew, I don't know why I said Hebrews, verse 7 through 10, y'all, I'm struggling today, says, where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand still leads me there, but your right hand shall hold upon me. So King David was asking where can he go when there isn't God's presence? Whether David goes to heaven or in the grave, God is there. Even if David flies by using the wings of the morning and goes down deep in the uttermost parts of the sea, guess what? He can't hide. God's still there. Sometimes we think that darkness can hide us, and maybe from a human perspective it can. But guess what? Like we talked about last week in my takeover, it was the light. The scriptures and the words and his presence is the light to our existence, and it lights all of our paths and lights up all the darkness, and we can't hide from them. So let's go into verse 11 through 12 real quick, and we're going to wrap it up. So if I say, surely the darkness shall fall on me, even the night shall be a light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and the light are alike to you. So even darkness is nothing to the almighty power of Yahweh. And the night shines as day, right, to him. So that's how God's ever-present is everywhere we go. And again, hide-and-seek champion of the world. You can't hide from him. You can't do anything that he's not going to find you. You can't stray too far because he's going to get you back to where you need to be, right? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a safe and healthy weekend, and I pray you guys over for the weekend, and I'll see you again, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Peace.